All right, welcome in. It is Friday. It's time for total bases. It's time for more winners, hopefully. I'm in a good mood because we hit the parlay yesterday. And all week long, people are on us saying, hey, you need to pick it up. We had a nice lead in profit. We went into the negative, but as I've said a million times, Bryan has said it, TV has said it. Parlays, man, you just got to hit one every once in a while. When they're 6-1. Yesterday's was 6.38 units, or 6 plus 638 on the parlay. So we were down 6.4 units on the year. So we are still technically negative 0.02 units. But the point is, we cashed a nice bet yesterday. Angels got it done. White Sox got it done. And then TB comes through late to close it out with that Rangers under. So we're back to try to do it again today. Tokyo Brandon, I'm going to let you kick things off. Let's talk Phillies Dodgers first. But before we do that, tell the people what to look for on the site today.
So I have a 5% play up today, and I believe Adam does too in Major League Baseball. He does. We're feeling good about a couple of spots today, and we confirmed before the show that they are not the same play and they are not against each other. So grab a double play. You can get both of them. It's a great value. I think WagerTalk's charging 35 for 5%, or so two of them would be 70. So double play would be great value. Plus you get 3 days. So it's good. I was shocked. I went to wagertalk.com and clicked MLB Who's Hot, and I was number one 3 day, 7 day, and 30 day. I did the triple crown. So, but those rankings change every day. So I took a screenshot because it's not going to last forever. But anyways, let's get on to the Dodgers and Phillies. Enough patting myself on the back. Dodgers, Phillies, two of the best put together teams in Major League Baseball, and they're both in the National League. Probably will be seeing each other in the playoffs somewhere, unless one of them has a bye. And two really good pitchers, man. Wheeler, I didn't know what to expect. I think he excuse me, still a little under the weather. He missed the beginning and came in like a couple weeks ago and hit the ground running, doing really well. But the Philly bats are a little bit quiet right now. We've addressed this on previous shows, but the Phillies have like two guys who can really hit well, and then the rest, if they're not showing up, man, this team just is blanks. So I have them ranked 24th out of 30 teams in current form. That doesn't mean that's what their talent is, but that means how they're hitting right now. That includes like WOBA. It's not just how many runs they're scoring. It includes WOBA, expected batting average, etc. A lot of things mixed together. And I got the Dodgers ranked 2. So obviously a huge advantage for the Dodger bats. Both bullpens elite. I have the Phillies ranked 2 and the Dodgers ranked 3. And then starting pitcher, I have Wheeler ranked higher than Robelski. So a lot of conflicting data, so I probably won't do it. I'd love to take Wheeler, but the Dodgers bats are hot. And if you look at how Wheeler has faced these guys in the past, he's got rocked by these Dodger batters. So pretty precarious position for him today. So I will lay off this game due to too much conflicting data.
All right, we got to get Bryan in here. Bryan also had a winning day yesterday, so we don't want to leave him out there. Great option as well if you're doing the double play, or as I've said a million times, we've still got the playoffs going on, NHL and NBA. He's still grinding it out over there and having a great playoff. So, Bryan, welcome in, and talk to me about Phillies Dodgers. How are you seeing this one?
Yeah, I'm debating on a 5% right now. I don't have any plays up as of yet. As I always speak, it's 6 a.m. out here in Vegas. But, yeah, there's a possibility we may all have 5%. And we did check before. None of us are on the same game. And that's a rarity. And I don't know if we've ever had all three of us with a 5% on the same day before. So, yeah, keep that in mind. I don't have anything up right now. I'm going to, after the show's over, I don't have to do the hockey show today. So I'll be researching my game even further. And unless there's something that throws me off, I will be having a 5% play. So the first time, I believe, in our 2 years we've been doing the show, we've all had a 5% the same day, and they're all on different games. So it's a great day to purchase. And yeah, best of luck to everybody. And we're all running really well right now. I wanted to use Philadelphia here with Wheeler because I think he's a big pitching advantage over Robleski. But I don't trust the Philly bats. And I know this is a pretty good hitting ballpark. It's definitely a good hitting ballpark for home runs. But Philly's WRC plus on the season is 91. They're 9% worse than average. That's not what you need to get out of this Philly team with all the talent that they have on this team. They just have not hit this year. One guy will get hot, and then everybody else is cold. So that is a concern. And the Dodgers playing at home, it's tough to go against them at home, and I'm not getting the number I wanted. So, yeah, when I came into the matchup yesterday before the lines came out, I thought I would be on Philadelphia. But as we had in the discussion yesterday on a lot of great information on the YouTube replay where we go back and we get in and, people were talking about certain games or whatever. We're not playing teams. We are playing numbers, and we're not getting at least I'm not getting the number I wanted on this game. So I'll pass. And that's what gets people in trouble, where they chase numbers and they'll see a team. They go, oh, this is a great spot. Well, we've talked about this the last few days. If you expect a game to be minus 130 and you wanted to play the favorite and it's minus 150, you can't play it. That's just the way it is. Move on to the next game. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm moving on to the next game. I thought I'd be on Philly, but not getting the value.
Worth noting that it's 9:07 a.m. Eastern, so things can change throughout the day. This is the last game on the board, as my guy Drew Martin likes to say, the degenerate special, the last game on the board. It's also accessible for the whole country. It's the Apple TV game, so it's the game that's going to get kind of hyped up. If I had to guess, probably has the biggest handle of any game today. Two pretty big name Dodgers, Phillies, two pretty big name teams. What I'll say about this is if the Dodgers take money, which would not be that surprising, it's the Dodgers. They tend to take money at certain, I mean, people like to bet the Dodgers. Sharps like to bet the Dodgers. If the Phillies end up being an underdog here, I would take the Phillies. That was kind of my thought here was the Phillies probably shouldn't be a dog in this game with Wheeler on the mound. I think that's what Bryan was alluding to a little bit. Bryan, I think, wanted a little bit more of a price. I would think like anything like plus 105 or better, I think is pretty reasonable to take a shot with the Phillies. And basically I'll just, what Bryan said. Wheeler's a nice edge over Roleski here. And I just think like the upside of Wheeler at this point is like going out and firing like 8 scoreless and just being Zach Wheeler. Whereas like Roleski's been very good, but last time out the Brewers got him for 5. He's still prone to like giving up some runs, more so in my opinion than Wheeler is. So I see a slight edge for the Phillies that increases as the price goes. If the price goes to a point where you can get the Phillies as a dog, 105 or better, I have no problem with a Phillies bet under those circumstances. All right, let's Mike Scott. I don't know where your super chat went. I see the new one. Maybe if you put it in before I hit before the show went live, I wonder if it like erased it somehow. But I see your donation. So we'll talk about this one. If I missed the first thing you said, just throw it back in the chat. I'll try to keep an eye out for it. But Mike Scott, first of all, shout out to Mike Scott. If he's in Seattle, he watches the show every day. He's up with Bryan Leonard at 6 a.m. Eastern. So shout out to Mike Scott. We're always watching this live, very, very early out there in Seattle. He said he's going to ask a different question. So TB, I'm going to go to you because he says, give me and the people a K prop, and you're the guy for that question. So pick a game, TB, where we can talk about a strikeout prop for Mike Scott, and then we'll obviously break down the game. And we'll give you
okay. What's that?
Well, we'll give you a second to pick it out. I didn't expect you to just have it right off the rip. So if you need a minute to find the game,
I can probably pull it up pretty quickly.
All right,
okay, I'm ready. So, I do all my data. See, this is the advantage of living in Japan. The numbers have been out like 7 hours for me. So I've been grinding numbers while you guys were sleeping. So I'm ready. So strikeouts. How about Stephen Kolek under in his strikeout prop is one that I liked actually. Under 3.5, I'm projecting him at 3.1. Fetty under, if it's 4.5, I'm projecting Fetty at 3.3, and actually Robelski, I'm projecting him at 3.4. So under for him. So they're all unders. I know unders are not the fun thing to bet, but that's how you make money. I win more on unders than overs. And a wise man once told me, when you bet unders, you're winning from the start of the game. So with overs, you need something to happen. But with unders, you're already winning when the game starts. So anyways, those are three decent ones. Not a particular game to cover, so we can cover a game after that then.
I'll go to, well, we're going to stay on that game. We'll give this one the full sort of treatment here. This is Royals Rangers. Bryan, I'll let you go on this one. It's a mid-off as far as I'm concerned. Both these teams very, very average. But I do have an opinion here, so I'm curious to see what you have to say. Let's talk about Kolek, and why is the Rangers pitcher escaping me? Who's pitching for the Rangers?
Gore.
Oh, yeah, Mackenzie Gore. That's right. Kolek and Gore, Royals Rangers to you.
Anytime I'm looking at a game in Texas, I tend to look for the under, and it's 7.5 right now. The line is roughly about 125 on Gore at home. He's the lefty. Don't trust Kansas City's offense, and why would we trust it anymore when they're playing in a pitcher's park? Gore has been up and down, just like Gore's been up and down his entire career. Comes out one day, and it looks like he's got it. And other times he just doesn't. And that is always the concern. The problem with playing the under is Kolek is looked really good thus far, but do we really trust him? He's not a guy that I'm running out and wanting to bet on him, but he is playing in a good position here where we've got Texas. Obviously, the shortstop still out. That's he's not having a good year in Seager, but he's not there, and neither team really hits very well. Problem is, I really don't like either one of these starters for the most part. 7.5. If I'm going to play it, I play the under. I do see 1.8 out there at minus 127. If that was all around where I can get an under 8, I may have an interest in that. But these are two teams where I just don't think they're very good, and especially from the offensive standpoint. So anyway, to try to find a way to play an under here, whether it be like a team total. Let me get a quick look at the team totals in this one. We're looking at Kansas City is 3.5 flat, which means it's 110 each way. And Gore is the over for Texas is over minus 130. So you could get the Texas under. They could score 3 or less runs in this game at plus money, or at least even money. That may be the way to go here. But between the two, I prefer the under. But I'd love for somebody to bet it up a little bit. We can get that 827 across the board. But other than that, I'm probably not interested. I just want to fade Kolek a little bit. He's looked good so far, and I'm not buying into it.
TB, you cashed an under in the Rangers game yesterday. Do you have any additional thoughts on the side or the total here?
Kind of agree with Bryan. Both pitchers are better than the lineups. So, but like he said, Gore's been a little erratic. I still think of him as a Washington National. I don't know why, but he went from there to San Diego to Texas. So I don't know why I have this image of him being a Washington National. But anyways, he looks good sometimes and he looks bad sometimes. And my thoughts are exactly like Bryan's. Kolek has been pitching well, but I think it's a little fugazi. So probably both pitchers will hold their own water in the first 5 innings. Both bullpens are horrible, especially Kansas City's right now. I got them ranked 28. So, yeah, first 5 under for Texas, perhaps. Perhaps. Haven't bet it, though.
I was talking with my buddy Krabs Betts. He's one of the Book It guys. You probably know from the Book It streams if you watch those. He's a huge Nationals fan, though. And we were chatting a couple days ago and just talking about the Mackenzie Gore trade. And the Nationals are going to absolutely destroy the Rangers in that trade. I mean, it does nothing to really do with this, but like every prospect they traded for just looks like they're going to be a generational talent at this point that the Nationals got. Now, the Rangers, if the Gore they thought they traded for shows up, that's great. And I think that's the point you guys are making. The Mackenzie Gore that the Rangers thought they were getting from Washington is really good. And he shows up about half the time. And then the other half the time, it's like not the same guy. When you look at the numbers, his numbers suggest, when you look at the underlying stuff, his numbers suggest that the good Gore should show up more than the bad one. I think if you look and look at what his expected ERA is, expected batting average only 225. He gets good strikeout percentage still. And I've had a soft spot for this guy ever since he was a prospect in the Padres organization. I thought, again, I like to come on here and point out when I'm right. I'll also come on and point out when I'm incorrect. I thought by this point in the year, by this point in his career, Mackenzie Gore was going to be like a generational talent. I thought this guy was going to be like a bona fide ace by this point in his career. So I haven't totally given up on him, and I do not like the Royals. I've made this pretty clear. I don't like this Royals team. I think they're a bad team. I think what they are to this point in the year is sort of what they are. A lot of people had this team as like a sleeper in the AL Central. I never agreed with that. I still don't. So I lean toward the Rangers. If the good Mackenzie Gore shows up, they're going to win this game. Go ahead, Bryan.
Yeah. In a couple things. First of all, Stephen Kolek right now on the roster resource Fangraphs page is the number 12 pitcher in Major League Baseball in the last 2 weeks. That's if you're betting into Kansas City, you're paying a price because there's no way in hell he is even close to that. Also, sarcastically,
Gazy.
Carlos Estevez is about to make it back to the majors, and they've had closing problems. And if they bring him back in and set him back in the closer position after bringing the fences in, he's a fly ball pitcher. He doesn't have the velocity he's had in the past. Yes, he may be healthy, but that's not going to help them at all. So, things are not looking bright for Kansas City at this point. Eventually, they'll get Cole Reagans back, but he's been hurt so often anymore. You never know what you're going to get out of him. But yeah, I'm starting to follow you on the Royals. Maybe they're just a bad team.
One of their best hitters is Salvador Perez. The guy's got to be like 60 years old, right?
He's
dude in catcher year,
he's out there all the time. They got to put him at DH most of the time now.
He's one of their highest ranked hitters
he's
too.
Best hitter. The two young guys, Caglione and the first baseman, those are the guys they thought were going to carry him this year, and neither one of them is having a good year.
Witt is amazing.
Witt is great.
I mean, well, how about I think Perez might be 36 years old, but he's been catching the whole time. It's almost like dog years. He's got to be 60 and when you catch all that time.
He looks older than me.
It's amazing he can even walk at this point. But he does still produce. But
he is 36.
He should be a announcer or something, not a player.
Well, and at what point does he played the whole World Baseball Classic? So at what point does he break down a little bit this year? I mean, it's something to keep an eye on.
Or DH.
Something to keep an eye on. I'll tell you guys, I've got 7. The 5% is one of those games. I had 7 options that I'm considering for today. I obviously won't bet all of them. One's already up on my page, 5% play. Another one of those is the Rangers, and I had a little asterisk by the Rangers. If the Royals take money, I'll probably play back against it. That was sort of my caveat with the Rangers. If the Royals come in, take money, and suddenly this is 10 to 15 cents cheaper, I may have no choice because I really do think the Rangers probably win this game.
Can I make a quick request before the end of the show? Can we do the Pirates game? Because I want to hear what you guys think about Jones. But we can.
All right, let's do it.
People in the chat are asking for it as well, and I'd like to hear your guys.
All right, yeah, let's do that one right now. I actually think that's. I'm glad you brought it up. So first of all, that's the other national TV
Adam can
game.
Go first for a change.
I'll kick it off for you guys because I got a couple things, and then I'll go to Bryan, and then we'll let you wrap this one up. So Twins Pirates. I'm glad you brought it up because this is the first part of the Apple TV doubleheader tonight. So make sure you have your Apple TV app installed, or you're not going to be watching either of those games here in the States. So yesterday, the Twins decided that they were going to shuffle their pitching around a little bit. They pushed back Kendry Rojas. I'm interested to see if we see him behind Bradley here. It's possible. Bryan shaking his head. Did he get hurt? What was the deal there?
Yeah, when we did the analysis on the show yesterday, he was scheduled to pitch. He's had some problems with his elbow, And so I think they're going to rest him, and they may even put him on the IL.
Okay.
So I don't think he'll be pitching at all today.
Yeah, it's good to know because again, he would have that's probably a little check mark on the Pirates column because that would have been a nice if they had him the piggyback behind Bradley, that would have been intriguing. But I would agree with you if he's got an elbow issue, I don't think you see him at all here. Taj Bradley's been good, but as far as Jared Jones is concerned, I made a comment about this about a week ago. I was like, why is this dude still in Why is this dude still in the minors rehabbing? He rehabbed for like over a month. Guy's been just dominating the minors. I thought they could have brought him back like 2 weeks ago. It looked to me like they wanted to probably thin out his innings because every outing at the minor league level is about 4 innings. But I don't think that means he's on any sort of pitch count here. I just think they were trying to maybe see who worked their way out of the rotation so they didn't have to like make any decisions. It looks like it's going to be Carmen Mlodzinski that's going to be the odd man out at this point. That helps the Pirates a little bit because I think he's probably better as a long reliever. Except Bryan, he didn't look too thrilled about it. I don't know if you caught his little press conference. Didn't look too happy about it. But Jared Jones, boy, he looked just fine. I would have no issues backing him here. Pirates Twins to you.
Yeah, Mlodzinski threw 86 pitches last Monday. So it would not surprise me at all if he piggybacks on Jones here. Because Jones, as you said, they've been limiting him to like 4 innings or whatever in his rehabs. But if he has any long innings, and it could happen, this is a guy who's had problems, some problems in the past. But when it comes to control a little bit, but I really like Jones. He's a big step up, and he's something that somebody who I like to back. And as much as Taj Bradley has pitched very well this year, I'm still having a problem seeing him in this price range because what you're saying right here, we're looking at Jones in basically a 130 to a 140 favorite here with a total of 8. When you take into account the home advantage for Pittsburgh, you're basically saying that Jones is slightly better than Bradley. I think he's a lot better than Bradley. And if you take a look at the bullpens, even though Pittsburgh's bullpen has not been great this year, I don't really trust the Minnesota bullpen. So if I'm playing, as Teddy Saransky would say, I'm laying here with the Pirates. It's an exciting day. They've been waiting on Jones to come back. He's very much liked, and I think Taj Bradley. If you're betting on Bradley, you're betting on a peak. And I just talked about that in the other game with Kolek. I hope Taj Bradley's back. I mean, I really liked him earlier when he played for Tampa Bay, but there are plenty of reasons why people with their Tampa Bay, they look really good. Number one is their ballpark is a good pitcher's ballpark, but number two, they have good coaching in Tampa Bay. Minnesota, not so much. So, if I'm playing, I'm laying with Pittsburgh here. Hopefully Jones will go the full 5 innings or whatever. But if he doesn't, Mlodzinski's a quality backup here.
TB, I'll bring you in here because you've made the comment that the Twins bullpen is not good. And I would say that's a little – if Rojas is in fact hurt and now he's out, that hurts them. He's a guy that's been giving them a solid 3 or 4 innings, whether he comes in at the beginning of the game, whether he comes in out of the bullpen. So that's a pretty crushing blow to the Twins, in my opinion.
It is. Actually, I have the Twins bullpen ranked a little higher than Pittsburgh in current form right now, but one is 19 and one is 20. So they're both kind of low. Batting, they're pretty even as well. Actually, this is the tightest game I have of the day. I got these two teams pretty tight. I think I like Taj Bradley more than you guys do, maybe. I'm not a huge fan. He's not elite by any chance, by any stretch of the imagination, but 5 earned runs in his last 5 starts is pretty good. Mm-hmm. Granted, it's against, the Red Sox can hit, Washington can hit. So he's held down some pretty good teams. He's 5-1 with a 2.44 ERA. It's not bad, but regression is on the way, I think, because that's not really who he is. And I think people will come back to who they actually are eventually, usually, unless they're a freak of nature. I'll stay away from the game, though, because as you guys know, I don't like X factors, and Jones, I don't know what to expect from him, and I never like to take a guy on his first start back from IR or being called up. I generally just stay away from them. So no bet is no loss. Grab a double play. 2 of us 3. Huge discount for 3 days. Double play at wagertalk.com.
TB, I think that's a reasonable assessment of Bradley. He's got upside. I don't necessarily want to go against him and at this price. Like when he's on, he can be pretty good. Like he's got stuff that plays up. Yeah, he is a little inconsistent. Couple quick questions about this game before we move on. Noah, how do you not take Bubba Chandler out of the rotation? He throws 100. That's the answer. He throws 100, and they're going to pray that he starts throwing 100 for strikes more often. That's the only reason. Modzinski just doesn't have his
throw it here.
Yeah, Modzinski just doesn't have as much upside. When you got a dude that throws 100 miles an hour, he gets a little bit more leeway. Colin, Jared Jones is a dude, but I can't bet a dude coming off the IL. I'll tell you what, like this is not your typical come off the IL. He was down there for a long time. I think he's fine. I wouldn't worry about backing Jones because you think he's like, coming off an injury. The dude's been just doing the minor league tour for 5 weeks at this point, 6 weeks. I have no idea why.
Garrett Cole, and look what Cole has done since he's been back. So
and Wheeler too.
Yeah,
you're right. TB Wheeler had like 4 or 5 rehab starts as well, and he came back and he's been fine. So good points right there. All right, I'll go to this one because a couple people. So, okay, the entire chat assumes that my 5% play is the Rockies. It is not. I do like them. So I'm going to go to Manzi, who donates the lucky $7.77, which we very much appreciate the donation. I'm pretty sure that brought us luck last time. Yeah, but it's okay. It goes to charity. It goes to a good cause. We do get the money that you that you spend on the double play package, though. So if you want to support the boys, go and buy the packages from WagerTalk. But the donations to the show do go to a good cause. I think we've donated to Operation Village in the past. I don't know who's the charity of choice right now, but it always goes to a good cause. Manzi, last time you donated the 777, you asked Tokyo Brandon about a Dodgers total. He said there was going to be 21 runs in the game, or 20 plus runs in the game. There was 21 runs in the game. So hopefully this brings the same kind of luck. He says he likes the Giants first 5 -0.5 runs. So the Giants head to Coors Field tonight in Denver. It's Logan Webb. It's Michael Lorenzen. We'll let Tokyo Brandon start this one off. Can you give Manzi another winner here?
I would love that play. Webb is a good pitcher, although this season, not exactly true to form. I don't know. He kind of looks old. Is he old? I'll check how old he is in just a minute, but let's see. He's 29, so he's not old. But yeah, he's got a 5 ERA and a 1.40 whip. I think he's going to oppositely regress, which would technically be progress, but that's not really what I mean. But you know what I mean. Oppositely regress negatively or positively.
Positive regression
is
the term.
Yeah.
Positive regression is the term. Yeah.
I was not an English major. I should say it in Japanese and maybe I would be able to get it out. But anyways, I expect Webb to get better. How about that? We'll just say it that way. Colorado has been sneaky in team totals and things like that. But right now I have them hitting 24th, and the Giants, their bats have woken up. I have them hitting 7th. So Giants have the better bullpen, much better bullpen. And I think Webb will have a decent game, better than the games he has pitched so far. So yeah, I can't argue with the Giants first 5 minus the half run. I think that would be a great play, or just take them the full game -1 or anything like that. Sure. I wouldn't argue with it.
Yeah, Brian, I listen, I'm as big of a Rockies +1.5 supporter as there is. The price is fine here, but I'm kind of with TB and I'm kind of with Manzi. I feel like the Giants win tonight. And so I don't think I'll be on the Rockies, even though I do see some value on the run line. I'm kind of agreeing with the whole first 5 thing here. The Giants are better than this too, in my opinion. How are you seeing Giants Rockies?
I'll argue with it a little bit. And it's not a pro Rockies. It's an anti Giants. Webb coming back from the IL. pitching his first game back in altitude here. The San Francisco bats, maybe they're waking up now. Well, they're still got the little crust in their eyes because I don't trust their bats. Obviously, they're going to hit better in Colorado than they hit in San Francisco. That's just a terrible hitting ballpark. Lorenzen's been horrendous in Colorado when he pitches in Colorado, and the Rockies are not as good. I don't know how much I believe in the day-night stuff, but they haven't been very good at night. That said, I don't want to lay this number with the Giants on the road. They have 165 on a team who's lost 7 of 10, last 3 in a row. There are better games on the board to bet on than putting your money on San Francisco to try to win a game on the road. And you take a look at what they've done so far on the road. The Giants are 10-18 on the road. Rockies are 10-15 on home. They haven't been great at home. But we know the Rockies are a team over the years that will win at home, and they're terrible on the road. Well, they're 10-22 on the road again this year. I have no problem fading Colorado at home, but this is not the team I want to do it on, and especially at this price. So I'm rooting for you. I've got nothing in this game, but I thought I was going to be on Colorado in this game, and I'm not. I'm going to pass it. But if you're going to take the Colorado plus the 1.5, that's not a bad bet. But I don't want to be betting on teams that underperform and they're going on the road with a guy who's a name pitcher, and that is Webb. He's been very good over the years. He's not a major strikeout guy, and so there's going to be a lot of balls in play. And when you're playing in Colorado and the total's 10.5, putting balls in play is not a good thing.
Yeah, I'm with you. Like the number, no question, is Rockies all the way, especially that plus 1.5 being only minus 110. But my handicap suggests the Giants may get it done here. I had higher hopes for this Giants team. I still think it's there. Like they've got the talent on the roster. They just have not been able to put it together. I'll probably be a spectator in this whole series, if I'm being honest. But yeah, I was tempted when I saw Rockies plus 1.5 and I made my numbers and I saw it at that price. I was tempted, but it has not made my card. Yeah, hey, things could change throughout the day. See a lineup come out, but I can't really talk you off that first 5 minus 0.5 run. It feels like it gets there. All right, let's see. I'll go to TB. I think we've already talked about my parlay leg, but I'm going to still hold that to the end of the show. Do you have a game that you want to look at for the parlay here?
Let's see. I don't have one off the top of my head, but scrolling the board, I can probably. Can I use a player prop or not?
No, let's stay. Well, you could. Yeah, let's stay away from the player props. I think people are having a hard time getting them into the parlay. You can throw it out to the masses if you'd like, but for the parlay, pick something else. Yeah,
sure, you got it. Hang on just a second. Yeah, I'm going to. Can we talk about Braves Reds then? Is that all right?
Sure.
People are asking about that one in the chat. Let's go Braves Reds. So I put out a free play in this one. It's a player prop, but Yastrzemski absolutely crushes Lodolo, not Lodolo. Who's pitching for the Reds today? I forgot. Remind me.
I think it's Paddock. Is it Paddock?
Yeah, Paddock. That's
everybody crushes Chris Paddock.
Sorry. Yeah, everyone crushes him, but he's 10 of 24 with 3 home runs. He's got a 13 OPS against him. And I know Yastrzemski doesn't start every game. He didn't start yesterday, but if he starts today, I love his hits, runs, RBIs over 1.5, and it was plus money. Makes no sense. It's probably not plus money now, but I would love to use that for my parlay, but I won't. I will take the Braves on the money line for my parlay then. My leg. I'll go the first game instead of the last game. I think Holmes is pretty good. His numbers might be a little better than what we should expect from him for the rest of the season, but I still think he's a pretty good pitcher. And Paddock's one of the bottom 5 in my rankings, and Atlanta has a huge bullpen advantage as well. So actually, the Reds hitting kind of scares me though, because they're actually hitting better than Atlanta right now. But This looks like another like 10-9 game, but I think the Braves will pull it out in the end because of the bullpen.
Yeah, Bryan, I want to just pull up. So Mike Scott asked a question earlier, and I think it kind of plays here. So he was basically saying, teams. So he cited the Red Sox Braves series who played and traveled the same day. Now he was sort of talking about the Red Sox, but we'll keep it in the context of this game. The Braves, of course, had to play an afternoon game at Fenway. Now they hit the road, so they actually have probably the tougher travel because they're going road, afternoon game, getaway, still on the road, over to Cincinnati to play this one. Asking just about a betting angle in that regard, how much you take that into consideration in your handicap, and then give us your pick in Braves Reds.
I don't put much on it. These guys are used to traveling all the time. They play 6 days a week all season long, basically. And the Braves bullpen, none of the key guys have played the last, Iglesias, Suarez, and Lee are great. And none of them have pitched the last 2 days. In fact, they've only pitched once over the last 6 days. So I would have used Atlanta as my parlay if I'd gone first. So since I stole TB's the other day, he stole it right back to me. So, I like the Braves in this one. And by the way, Mike Scott won one of my favorite pitchers of all time. He was back with the Astros when the Astros didn't cheat. And he was the ace of that staff. So I love the name, Mike. You've got a good guy to emulate. I prefer the Astros in this game as well. Plus, first of all, you get to go against Paddock. The Braves have proven themselves on the road. And Holmes is a guy that is not considered. You're not going to have to pay the price that you do if you got Sale or somebody like that on the when the Braves pitch. But he's been very good. I do like the Braves here. It's can't be my parlay leg, but I'll have my parlay up in just a moment. And it'll be very much a similar type of game to what TB has just talked about.
Well, Bryan, why don't you tell me what the market price is for the Braves that we can put in the parlay, and then why don't you jump into your parlay leg as well?
Yeah, I'm seeing for the Braves, they're as low as 130, as high as 140, but 135 is probably right there. 135 for Atlanta. And the game I'm looking at is slightly higher, but it's the Yankees. And I don't get to play the Yankees very often because I'm a value kind of guy. And the Yankees, the Dodgers, the Red Sox, those kind of teams always seem to have a little stipend, as they say, or a stipend or whatever, when you're looking to bet on them. And but Rodon is Carlos has gotten off to a somewhat shaky start since he came back from injury. He's a lefty. The Athletics have hit lefties a little bit better last few years. This year they haven't. If you're looking at the WRC Plus on the Athletics, they got an 86 versus lefties, a 105 versus righties. And so they haven't hit lefties. The Athletics at home have not been good. They're 10-15 when they're at home. When they play teams that are over 500, which the Yankees are with a 34-22 record, the A's are only 8-13. They've lost 3 straight games. And the Yankees are a team that is starting to hit. And we saw that just the other day. They put up, 13, 15 runs. So I like the Yankees in this one, and you're getting them at a pretty good price. And they're going against Severino. And I mentioned every time he pitches at home, he hates pitching at this ballpark. He's been much better when he goes on the road. We've got the Yankees that basically I'm seeing anywhere from 144 to 155. 150 is very conservative. There's a lot of places that are less than that, but we'll go 150 with the Yankees on the road here against Severino. And I think the 150 is cheap for the Yankees. So I will play the Yankees for a rare play on the Yankees as my play here in the parlay.
You guys probably know I wanted to fade Severino earlier this week, and the A's moved him out of the Mariners series completely. I was trying to understand maybe what their sort of play was there. I think they wanted to avoid throwing a right-handed pitcher against the Mariners, who have just raked right-handed pitching this year. But maybe he was a little fatigued. Maybe he needed a little extra rest. But they gave him. They're going to feed him to the Yankees now. Luis Severino, though, he's one of these guys that tends to get up for these bigger games. I wonder if they also did that. They're like, well, he'll care about this game more than he'll care about the Mariners. But Bryan, and then we'll loop TB in here. He's been bad in this ballpark. I don't know how you can run from that. He has been bad at Sutter Health Park.
Yeah, that's a great point. He pitched in the tournament, and he was great. And he's followed up with a pretty good season. But he hasn't pitched in 8 days. And TB will tell you, these guys get into these situations where they want to pitch every 5 or 6 days. So that's another concern you have here. He has been pushed back. I guess they figured with the Yankees coming to town, he has more big game experience. Maybe that has something to do with it. But it does throw him off of his regular routine. So that's another concern in this.
All right. We are Bryan, did you say there's no NHL show after this today?
I will not be on the NHL show.
Okay.
And yeah.
I couldn't tell you what's going on in hockey. I do know it's
I will tell you that the Las Vegas Golden Knights are going to the Stanley Cup again. And
okay.
That's all I care about in that regard, since that's
very nice. Well, you know what? We will go a little bit quicker on these, but I'm not going to leave you guys hanging that have donations. So we're going to get to both of these games. If we go a little longer, so be it. We'll still be off before the next show. Quinn Lanigan says, love the show, fellas. Can someone explain to me why the Marlins are underdogs with Meyer on the mound against the Mets? I'll go to you, Tokyo Brandon. This would, I love Max Meyer. I've been pro Max Meyer all year. I did think it was a little interesting that the Marlins were sort of a dog in that scenario. But I don't know. My gut says the Mets might be coming around a little bit. So it kind of scared me off. How are you seeing Marlins Mets?
Yeah. My first impression was wrong team seems to be favored here. Mets, yeah, I got them ranked 23 in hitting and 19 in bullpen. That's not the sign of a good team. I like Max as well, but I like Peralta as well too. So a little torn here, but I mean, maybe a Mets team total under because their bats are so weak right now, and Meyer's pitching really well. Got him ranked in the top 1/3 of all pitchers, but I got Peralta ranked that high too. Miami's bullpen is better. Yeah, I kind of agree. I don't know why the line is what it is, but in any case, I think a Mets team total under would probably be a good bet for this one.
Bryan, every time I think the Mets are going to turn a corner, they don't. Every time I think this team's ready to play, they lose. They had 5 straight losses. Of course, they win their most recent game 4-2 on Wednesday. And here I am saying, oh, they're going to turn a corner again. I don't know. Is this one where I just have to accept that this team isn't that good, or do you see some upside with the Mets still?
Yeah, look at Williams at the closer. He's been lousy again. All that money spent on him and going to New York, and he has not worked out for the Mets. And when your closer doesn't work out, when you don't win many games, that's not a good situation. The only reason the Mets are favored in this game is because Freddie Peralta's on the mound. I agree. I'm not seeing enough value to play Miami, but I am seeing a first half team total of 4, and I think that's too high. You can get under 4 at -110, and that would be the way I go here, because Meyer and Peralta are far better pitchers than what the hitters are. I do like the Miami hitters a lot better than I like the Mets hitters, but with these two guys on the mound, you're going to have to score 5 runs combined in 5 innings to beat us. I will take the Miami Mets first half under 4.
My only concern with the Marlins here, because as I've loved Meyer all year. I've talked about him all year on the show. I'm worried he's at like his peak right now. I'm worried that I see some of the underlying stuff suggests that he should be getting hit a little bit more than he has. And then you throw in the fact that he just pitched against the Mets, 7 scoreless innings of 1 hit ball. Okay. So he just completely wiped the Mets out. And now they get to turn around and they get them on their home ballpark and on their home diamond 6 days later. Bryan, were you going to jump in there? I just that just feels like not great to me.
Yeah, I hate if a guy has success against you a week earlier, you're going to be very prepared for him the next time out. He's still a young guy, and if it was a veteran pitcher, some of the guys that we've talked about in the past, they would switch things up. Whatever he threw last time, he would do the opposite this time. And I'm not so sure he has enough confidence to do that. Keep in mind, last year, he looked like it was the Meyer everybody's waiting on. And then as the year went on, he was a fade. So, he's hit his peak. That's no doubt about it. You're paying for the price to play Meyer at this point, and to do it against a team that he's played twice in a row like that is some concerns. But boy, this Mets offense has been disappointing.
Before I lock my parlay leg in, let's go real quick around the horn. Mike Scott says, please give me and the people a run line bet you like. He's specifically asking for Bryan, but we'll all give him one. For me, the only run line play that I see today that makes any sense is Rockies plus 1.5. Bryan, to you, and then we'll see what Tokyo Brandon has to say.
All right, it's going to take me a minute to look at it because I really hadn't looked at the run lines as of yet. If Tokyo knows what he's got.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'll go for it. It's not it's a game that we've already talked about, but I think the Yankees will win by 2 here. Severino, since he's gone to the A's, he's like the only pitcher I remember that has consistently worse stats at home than he has on the road. But that ballpark is just like a tiny minor league ballpark. So I can understand why his numbers are not, but the other A's pitchers are not quite as drastic as his numbers, but I think the Yankees are going to knock him around real good today. So yeah, I think Yankees minus 1.5 would be a good one.
All right. Yankees minus 1.5 for TB, Rockies plus 1.5 for me. Bryan, throw out a run line for our guy, Mike Scott.
Yeah, you can get actually plus money with the Yankees in the minus 1.5.
Interesting.
Let's go. Well, I hate to be put on the spot. Let's go with the Arizona Diamondbacks plus the 1.5. You're laying about 170 in this regard, but this is going to be a low-scoring game. Arizona's played really well on the road, and this is a pitcher's ballpark. You only expect to score 7 runs, so every run is important. And I could see, your expected final would be 4-3 Seattle, and you get that victory with Arizona. Playing a little bit of a price because you are only expected to score 7 runs here. But off the top of my head, I was going to use the White Sox, but they just changed pitchers, so now I have to re-handicap that game.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm looking to play Arizona here, a team that I really like the way they've been playing on the road, and their hitting is a lot more consistent than what Seattle has.
Yeah, I didn't have a huge opinion on that game. I've been very pro Seattle, but I did think the price was getting a little up there on Seattle. So I don't maybe, the Diamondbacks is certainly the value in that game. TV, any quick thoughts on D-backs Mariners for you before we wrap it up?
D-backs Mariners. The Mariners, I have lost quite a few bets on the Mariners this season because they just don't. They're just not consistent. They seem like a good team. They have a really good pitching staff, but they just never seem to be a dominant team like they should be. Kirby's got great stats against these batters, but not enough sample size. Zach Gallen has great stats against these guys as well, and his sample size is good. However, Gallen has been not looking very well this season. He's not too bad. 4.8 ERA and a 1.44 WHIP, little on the high side, but I would bet an under in this game if I had to. If I had to bet anything, I would take an under because I think both bullpens are holding it down pretty well, and both pitchers have good numbers against the opposition. So that's how I would do it.
Someone says, will Trig bet any college baseball today? No, I couldn't tell you the first thing that's going on in college baseball. I know Omaha is absolutely electric when they get there. If there was more than 24 hours in the day, I'd be all over it. But I'm one dude. There's 24 hours in the day. I'm trying to track minor league baseball. I think probably more detailed than just about anyone's doing it out there. I've been making money doing it all for 5 years. So no, I do MLB and then I do minor league baseball. And then with the time I have left, I still take some shots in KBO. And it's a full day right there. It's a lot of baseball. I would love to give me 36 hours in the day. I'd probably be making money in college baseball too, because I do think there's a pretty big edge there. And the people that do it, and like only do it are very good at it and make some money. I
follow some guys that do it, but hey, they don't work for WagerTalk, so I'm not going to give them any promotion.
Bryan, what is that price on the Rangers money line right now?
All right. Texas right now is about I would say 123.
I'll call it 125. I was going to say 125. That's fine. We'll always give the benefit of the doubt here. We talked about that game already earlier in the show. That is going to be my parlay leg, which will close out the parlay. Long show today, but you guys keep donating. Yeah. We're not going to get yelled at. They can't yell at us for going long if the donations are rolling in. At least
Johnny's back on donations and
he's
back on Twitter. He's got something that we're supporting fireman's softball game or something. So yeah, he's very big on, and I love that Johnny does that.
Yeah, so we're not gonna get yelled at for going long today. I mean, if we do, then we got an excuse, which is great too. Yeah. Always love when I'm about to get yelled at by Kelly, but I already have the excuse like teed up, and I know it's like a reasonably good one. Yeah. So we got an excuse
your
here.
Your boyfriend has the same situation.
That's well, again, we've covered our tracks here, but parlay again, we hit one yesterday. Hopefully it's the start of getting these rolling, getting these back in the plus. We pretty much eliminated the deficit with yesterday's win, but now we need to win when we get back fully in the positive. 3-teamer, all full game sides, nice and simple. Hopefully today, Tokyo Brandon's going with the Braves on the money line -135. Bryan's going to go with the Yankees on the money line -150. And I'm going to go with the Rangers on the money line, -125. That's your 3-teamer. All of us are winning right now. Great time to invest in some of those long-term packages. The double play special. TB and I both have 5%ers locked in right now. Bryan may be adding one as well. So keep an eye out for that on the site. It's a good time to be betting baseball. We are, in my opinion, at the sweet spot of the season where we've got enough data from the current season to really trust the data from the current season. That's always the battle in baseball in April and then early May is how much do you trust the data from the current season and how much do you trust your projections? I feel like this is I don't want to say anything's easy, but this is the time of the year where I think things become a little bit more clear for a handicapper. The picture looks a little bit more clear because you have a really nice sample from the current season. It's probably why the three of us are all winning right now. And it's probably why we'll continue to win throughout the rest of the season. At least I hope that is the case. Hopefully you're along with us for the ride, and the three of us will be back. Remember, Saturday time is 10 a.m. Eastern, so we go right before last call. So we'll be back tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern, for more total bases. We'll see you guys then. Good luck. Have a good Friday.